Hello, beautiful souls. Day 167. Today's topic, following on from the previous topics of collapsing old identities, old distorted frequencies, all of that, is stabilizing the wobbles. Today has been a wobbly kind of day. And yet, to know that you have within you the soul identity, the source code, the ability, the power, the wiring, the coding with which to hold yourself in the signal or the true vibration of your soul self. It's like having this beautiful anchor to hold on to, no matter what is going on within yourself, no matter how much your mind is looking to the external to query whether something is working or not, to quote unquote try to convince you that it's not working. When your body is responding to these thoughts and the feelings are overwhelming, there's maybe a knot in your stomach, or your head is sore, or your heart is thumping, or whatever it might be, to have the knowing within yourself that when you're going through this kind of identity evolution, a coming home to the truth of who you are, a reclamation of your source code, having this within you is what is going to stabilize you in those moments, in those hours, potentially even in those days of wobbles. Because in it, you know, I know, that you are doing the work. You know that you keep defining yourself from this truth of who you are, choosing from your very being who it is that you are. Not who it is, let me change the wording of that. That from your knowing of who it is that you are choosing the source code to be ignited even more from within you and within you, so that your cells are responding, so that your nervous system is responding, so that your human self really comes on board with the knowing of, I'm going to prove this right. I'm going to prove that this is true. And this is something that I've been saying to myself a lot today. That we are so used to using our ego or our human self to try and prove something wrong, very unconsciously. But we also have the ability to prove something right, to prove that this does work, this is the way. I'm going to prove to myself that what I am doing works. And when you do that, also from that place of solidity within yourself, from this place of knowing and groundedness and peace inside of yourself, no matter the wobble, it shifts you viscerally. It shifts how your body is responding. I've had to do this multiple times today. Today's just been one of those days where my mind woke up very active, very overly responsive to some external things that are happening. Some external things that are not maybe shifting as quickly as my mind would like. And doing its best, this old, distorted grid is how I can see it. It's like there's this grid of thoughts, this grid of beliefs all around us, and it can get tighter and tighter and tighter. That sometimes it feels like you just cannot move. But what releases that, what lets that go, what collapses that grid is firstly you choosing who it is that you are, remembering who it is that you are. That you are coded in your very being to bring to life your source code, and by default to, let's say it this way, deactivate the programmed code that we have all been given. We have that wired within us. It's the choosing to believe that that is true, and allowing your human to come on board with that and say and accept and decide that I'm going to prove this correct. I'm going to prove that this is true. And then as the wobbles are wobbling, you're bringing yourself back into this center of who you are, like the top of a pendulum. You're bringing yourself back to the fulcrum at the very top. You can see the pendulum swinging. You can feel the pendulum swinging. You can hear the thoughts swinging. But the more we hold ourselves in our true position as our soul identity, our source coding, the more we speak to that, the more we feel that, not to get away from the pendulum swing, but because it's the truth. The pendulum will begin to slow. The thoughts will begin to slow down. The body will begin to calm itself. And you'll be back in those feelings of joy. No, then the internet went. Joy, peace, knowing that you are the one who is in charge, like a battery, in charge of your being, of yourself. And this is how as I am moving through this redefined process, this releasing of or collapsing of distorted frequencies, how I am managing, that's not the right way to say it, how I am navigating the wobbles, as I am unbonding myself or unbinding myself from my old identities, and as I am stepping into, engaging with, embracing more and more my soul identity, the truth of who I am. This is the path of Redefined. This is me wanting to know how deep and how great and how expansive it can go. So the more I do that, the more I can share it with others, the more I have to navigate, the more I know that when clients are in and they're moving through their own wobbles, I know I can navigate that. And this is us being the living, breathing embodiment of our work. This is us being our own medicine. This is how we do it. If this resonated for you, if you have another way that you like to move through your wobbles, then I'd love to know. I'd love to hear from you. If this resonates, please do let me know. Comment below or send me a message. If there's somebody in your life that this would potentially ignite some shift for them, then please do send it on or share. If you would like details on Redefined, my 1-to-1 6-week container, where it is you coming home to yourself, coming back to the truth of who you are, you redefining yourself consciously, purposefully, by your source code, and collapsing the distortions, the untruths, the falsehoods that have been placed around you, hiding who it is that you really are, then comment below or send me a DM. It is 777 until the 15th, and then it's going up to 999 after that. Euros, that is. It is such a journey, but it's a journey where you feel alive. And that is why we are here. That's why I am here, to live as an ignited soul and to walk shoulder to shoulder with as many other ignited souls as possible. That is it for today. I will see you tomorrow.